Hi everyone, welcome to Misha Design. My name is Ayana Gomez, and in today's video I want to focus on introducing accessories. Now, before I really got heavy into the refashioning, upcycling of unwanted clothing, clothing you can get off a sales rack, clothing you can purchase through thrifting, I was really heavy into refashioning accessories, beaded accessories, gemmed accessories, things like that. I created jewelry, I created hair accessories, and it was fun, it was good, it was nice, it was stress relieving. And after a while I was like, well, if I could do this with jewelry, then I could do the same thing with clothing. And I needed to start to create a wardrobe for myself because I didn't really have any kind of budget towards creating a closet for myself. So that was how I started to get into the clothing refashioning, upcycling aspects. So I want to use this video to introduce the refashioning of jewelry pieces and even accessory pieces. And you would have probably seen me do an accessory refashion piece when I took the satin bonnet that I had by giving it a nice softer band for my head. So I want to introduce the whole accessory refashioning aspect to my channel and to my social media pages. So let's begin with our very first accessories refashion. I don't know why I'm singing. Let's get it. Okay, so for my very first accessories refashion video, I thought it would be really cool to use my granny's pieces. Now, my aunt called me recently and she gave me two of my granny's jewelry pieces, and they were just laying around there for a while. I knew I wanted to refashion them into something that I could wear for the office, but my focus was more on clothing than on the accessories. So now that I've decided to introduce that aspect of refashioning, I want to use my granny pieces first. Now, my grandmother didn't really like those necklaces that you had to hook, right, with the claw that you had to hook, and all. She didn't like those. She liked simple get into types of jewelry, and as you can see, nothing is simpler than taking it and placing it over your head and letting it hang. The other piece is this necklace. Now, it's just one strand burst away from the clamp, and it can easily be fixed, but I want to refashion it. It's cute, but for me it's a little too close on my neck, and I do love the green stone, beaded stone, and the whole green, but I just find it's too choked. I don't like it. I don't like the feel, and so I would be refashioning, but I would also be using every piece of bead in the refashion, right? So I'm gonna get working, and I'm gonna start with this one first. So let's go. Alright, so let me start off by showing you guys the tools that I'll be using. So I'm going to be using my all-purpose glue. I'll be using these little crystal beads that I pulled off of another necklace that I had a while back, right, in the refashion. I have my clipping plier, my cutting plier, my round nose plier, my flat nose pliers. I have my little jewelry scissors dedicated to just, you know, my jewelry refashioning. I have my little crimp beads. I have my, you know, claw clamp, you know, to clip it. And then I have rings medium size, and then I have these small ones. I don't know if I'll be using these small ones. I also have some flat back earring pieces, just in case I decide to make matching earrings for the piece. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just cut the string used. I'm going to just filter down the beads, because I don't want them to fall and scatter about. Get yourself a nice little cover to use to hold your beads in, right? So that they don't go straying all over the place. So here's a quick tip. You may not have all the tools and all the findings that I have laid out here, but you can reuse the material of the necklace that you are refashioning. Now, the necklace you're using may not have been like mine, and it may have had findings like the clasp and the ring that the clasp is hooked to. You can reuse those findings if they are still in good working condition, right? If you're still able to pull and hook the clasp and it's firmly being hooked, then you can still use it. The most you would have to do is probably just give it a little cleaning. If it has this kind of rusty look to it, just put it in a cloth with some soap water and just give it a nice little rub. It may not go back to brand new, but it will definitely look better than what it was before. I have done it many a times, right? So I would recommend you try that and use what you already have. Okay. Now this piece of string is way too long for what I want to create. All right, as you would have seen when I placed the original necklace around my neck earlier, this is too long. Now I will be creating a one strand necklace, okay? But as I said, this is too long. Now you can do one of two things if you want to be exact. If you can either use this chart right here. This is a chart you can just simply go online and get. You can put, you can search up a necklace chart, and you will see a different selections. You'll see different selections, but I have this one up here because it shows a nice clear measurement for all. And these are different lengths you can use to create the necklace where you want it to drop. Or you can do like me and simply take this string, place it around your neck. I'm sorry that you're not seeing what I'm doing, but I'm pretty sure I'm describing it enough. Take this string and place it around your neck, and wherever you want the string to drop or to fall or to rest, let that be what you want. So I have identified where I want mine to rest. Right? And now that I have the measurement, I'm going to cut away the excess. Right? There we go. So I'm cutting away the excess. I'm not going to throw it, I'm just going to put it aside for a while. So this is the measurement piece that I want, just in case anyone wants to know. I'm just going to measure it off here. Oh, it keeps falling off. Hold on. All right. So this is about, let's say, 22.5 inches in length. All right, and I'm saying 22, all right? So 22.5 inches in length is what I am using to create my one strand necklace. So let's begin. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do for this refashion, my idea is to take one of the crystal beads, the bigger crystal bead, and I'm gonna let this be my centerpiece. Alright, so this is gonna be my centerpiece. And then, to make sure that I'm being even, however many I place on one side, I'm going to place on the other side of the bead. So I'm going to start off by placing 5 of my small beaded beads on each side. Going ahead and put now 20 here, 20 here, and I'm gonna finish it off by placing my last 2 large crystal beads at the end. Once I reach there and I know that's the end, I will just put one of the beads at the end to lock it off with my clamp. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and come back when I reach the end. Alright, so now I have my strand, my 1 strand necklace that I wanted, and it's time for me to close off by using my findings. So with this one, I'm going to show you how you can close off your findings very easily and make sure it's secure without needing to use any of the tools that I have here. Now I'm also going to be using one of my little fashion clips, or you can use a clothespin once it's a good clothespin to hold it. And why I'm saying that is because while you're working and adding the findings on one end, you want to secure the other end. So using a little clothespin or a little clip at the end will help keep the beads in place for you, and you don't have to worry about anything coming apart. So I found a big ring, right? And I also found a silver link for a necklace that I also pulled apart inside. So I'm just trying to show you, if you can't find a ring, but let's say you have you know, a little old, you know, costume jewelry linked chain, you can always also use one of the links as a loop for the clasp. Right, so now that I have my clasp, I am going to pass that clasp. There's a little, oh goodness, right, there we go. There's a little hole loop right there at the end of the lobster clasp. So you're just gonna pass your string through that, and what you want to do is tie your end off. You want to make sure as well that you're not taking from the other side. So here we go. I am going to tie this off. It's a bit tricky. Okay. One knot, but I want to try and make this knot as close as possible to the to the bead. All right, and I'm going to put one more tie. Give it one more tie. I think I can. Okay, so I just put my next knot, my second knot. Just using my teeth to get a hold on this. And what I'm going to do now is take my glue and I'm just going to put some glue right over that knotted area there. What this does is really, the glue helps secure your knots you just created, and let that dry and you would be good to go. And you go ahead and do that same thing for the other side, where you have to add the ring for the clasp to hook onto. Now I just want to show you something with these. Let me come back a bit. With these rings, even if you're using one of the rings or even a link from one of your costume jewelry chains, there is always going to be a little opening. So to make sure that your string doesn't come out from that opening, what I normally do is just, again, use my glue to kind of seal off that opening a bit, and that's it. The necklace is complete. Okay, all right, so now that we finished one necklace, let's go on to the next. I'm gonna just dismantle. All right, so now that I have all my beads sorted out, even the extra ones that I want to place with this refashion, I just put aside the big ones here because they were in my way. I put aside one of the square beads because I want to use this for the matching handband, and I want to use the remaining squared beads to hang. And in order for me to do that, I'm gonna have to use these sort of wired stem pieces. I'm gonna need 4, and I am going to need my round nose plier as well as my cutting plier. So my cutting plier is to make this stem a little shorter, and my round nose plier is to create a clean loop. Right, I'm using my round nose plier to make a clean loop that would allow for me to loop this through when I'm creating the necklace. So in my mind, I have an idea. And the good thing about these stemmed pieces is that it has a flat head. So it works out for me because when I place the stem through, that flat head stays in place and it looks super neat at the bottom there. So I'm just going to again cut the stem, cut away any excess. Take my round nose plier and give a clean loop And I'm gonna just do that for the other two. Right? Alright, so now that I have my 4 squares prepped and ready, they are going to be my focal point, or focal piece I should say, for the necklace. Oh. Okay, I'll figure it out, but for now I'm gonna work on my pattern and then I'm gonna come back and show you guys the end results. Okay, so push this up a bit. Alright, so here is the pattern completed and here is the style. This is the main point, the statement piece right here, and I just went along with a beaded pattern going up to the length that I needed to be at. So now it's time for me to close off. Now, because this has its own little circled areas, little loop type areas for the cord, I need to use my crimp beads. I don't know if you can see these very fine beads right here. These are called crimp beads. Unfortunately, I cannot find my crimping plier, so I am going to have to use my flat nose plier for this aspect. Alright guys, so here are the end results for the 2 necklaces that I refashioned. So here is the green necklace that I refashioned into a new piece for my closet, for my work closet, because I would only wear these things to work. Right, so here's the necklace and here is the matching handbands. And here's the necklace. Yeah, so that's necklace 1, and here is necklace number 2. Simple 1 strand, just like the other one, and I used the crystal beads to complement and accent it, and here is the matching handbands, as you can see, again with the crystal beaded accent beads. And that's it. Nice, easy. You don't necessarily have to have beaded pieces in your accessory closet or accessory box, jewelry box, but I'm pretty sure either your mom or your grandmom or your aunts or even some of your cousins may have some beaded pieces that they no longer want, and rather they have it sitting there doing absolutely nothing and then eventually throwing it away, get your hands on them and create some pieces. Go wild, mix, match colors, create these nice beaded necklaces with those matching handbands. Like, go out there and just be super creative. My videos aren't just to show you guys what to particularly do with them, but just to really inspire you guys and show you guys tips and tricks and techniques, however you want to call it, to actually execute the pieces that you want to create. So guys, till next accessories video, deuces.